Spiritual ears. Um, like no matter how much you can work on your spiritual eyes, discernment, spiritual feelings, you find that your ears are the ones which are always active spiritually. Your ears have always been active from the day you were born until now. No matter how much you try to close them, your ears are always spiritually and physically active of all the senses. That's why we have a lot of people who hear their names being called by something they can't see, maybe at night, maybe in the day, maybe you're walking and you hear somebody call you, you look back, you don't see anyone, because your ears are always hearing, spiritually and physically. No wonder, like, most times you can hear people talking, maybe somewhere, you look outside, you don't see anyone. Um, your spirit, your ears, I mean, can detect spiritual sounds and physical sounds. So most times your spiritual ears can hear spiritual activities. They can hear what's happening in the spirit. They can detect such things. But because you do not know about the spiritual world, because you do not really understand the spiritual world, you usually think maybe you're just making up things or you're just imagining things or it's something which is not real. Maybe you're just like, making it up. But your ears are the most spiritual senses which you have physically and spiritually. So how do I answer the question whereby people ask to say, does God still talk? The answer is yes. The Holy Spirit, God still talks to us. You can pray, you can ask God a question right now, and He answers you straightforward. And I'm not talking about answering you after some days or whatever. I'm talking about answering you right now. Like the way you talk with the person, hi, how are you? And they answer you back by, I'm fine, how are you? Like you can have that conversation. The same way you can hear God is the same way you can hear angels. The same way you can hear angels is the same way you can hear demons, the devil. My point is, spiritual ears don't really filter anything. They can hear God, they can hear demons, they can hear angels, they can hear any spiritual activity. It doesn't matter what. Now, for Jesus to say, my children knows my voice and follow me, it means that there are many voices out there are many people speaking, there are many spirits speaking out there, and only the children of God knows God's voice and they'll follow God's voice, leaving the other voices aside. So what I'm trying to say is, if you focus much on your spiritual ears, pray about it, by God's guidance, you can reach a point where you can hear God speaking to you back and forth, whereby He tells you something and you do it there. Most of us do hear stuff like go pray, go study the Bible. We hear stuff like that, and most of us will do it. Most of us will ignore it. I mean, before you do something evil like stealing, you hear somebody or something saying steal that money, and you'll be like, oh, I don't want to steal. Then they'll put some thoughts in your imagination saying you're gonna buy this, you're gonna have fun, life is gonna be great once you have that money. At the end of the day, you're like, oh, I think it's a good idea. Then you end up stealing. So before you do something, something must come through. Like somebody must say something to you, and then you do that thing. So same thing when you're praying. Most times when we're praying, we might be praising God, worshiping God. You will hear an inspiration, or because we are so physical, it will feel like a thought, which will say, oh, pray about your mother, there's this problem coming, or pray about this, there's this attack coming. Then you start praying about that, and then after you pray, maybe you get some phone calls and they tell you the same thing, I have this problem, and you're like, oh, I saw it in prayer. Like we have a lot of Christians who have saw such miracles and such like such testimonies they give in church. But the point I'm trying to say is your ears are always spiritually active, and it's very important to pray for them, to pray for God's guidance, so that your ears don't really go astray and end up listening to demonic things and you getting demonic inspirations. Your spiritual ears are always active.